Dude, why can't you close the video window on a velo.com article?
I don't know. I don't think that was a thing when when Betsy was still there.
Yeah, I mean, who is this for? I mean, where can I get my Traka news?
So I'm just reading about this normie, how he rode a hardtail mountain bike, and he has a nice gravel bike at home, but the hardtail mountain bike was faster. That's just one normie's opinion.
Is this an American or a European?
Who knows? I mean, yeah, I don't know. The normie situation at Traka, maybe he was one of the only ones there. He just had to distinguish himself by riding a hardtail. I don't know. It's just, it always, all these Euro races, whenever they come around, they beg the question, do normies go to Euro gravel races? Do normies go to the trendiest of Euro gravel races? I don't know. The answer is still up in the air.
That's not what the Gravel Earth marketing team would like you to believe. There's no normies in any social media posts they've ever posted.
No, never. Not even like, I've never even seen the post, like the sort of like feel good posts at the end when it's nighttime already. It's like dark, proper dark, and people are wearing headlamps and stuff, and you always see like the weathered normie come in. Like the DFL, the dead fucking last weathered normie come in and they're spraying champagne in their face. No, I didn't see that. But they did on Friday, they did for their 360 race, which isn't actually the main race, despite what they want you to believe. I mean, no disrespect to the people that rode that one. That one was harder, but I guess the 200 is sort of the quorum there is that that's the main race, but they did have the 10-hour live stream for the 360, and it was pretty good. It was pretty great.
Can you explain to the average American gravel podcast listener Traka weekends and what races occurred and what distances occurred and who went?
So Traka, I guess since last year, has been setting itself up as the Unbound of Europe. It is the most popular gravel race in Europe. I probably said that at least a couple times on this podcast so far. But I was figuring it out as we were going along in the weekend. I did not realize there was. I don't think I knew there was a 360 and a 200. Of course, there's the super long one, the 560, that's like the equivalent to the Unbound XL. And then there's the headline race. Traka was saying it was a 360. That one was on Friday. So they gave each distance a day. The 360 was on Friday, the 200 was on Saturday, and then the 60 was on Sunday. And so I guess in the past, most people have done the 200, which is what, like 120 miles, have done the 200, and the 360 is 220 miles. And that one was seen more as like the challenge race. But yeah, they're trying to make it the Unbound. So then now they want the 200. I mean, there were hitters in that one for sure, but most everyone did the 200,
So, long story short,
if that all makes sense.
Gravel Earth is trying to make the 360-kilometer race happen, which is comparable to the Unbound 200-mile race. And that was the one that was live streamed, the super long 10-hour one. But all of the hitters kind of did the 200-kilometer, which comes out to
I would
140
I
miles.
would say most of them did the 200. Yeah, most of them did the 200. And I had a couple of them in my DM because I was genuinely confused. I like on the Friday when I realized that I just assumed, I don't know that I knew which, the 360 or the two, but I just assumed the main race was on Saturday and that's the one everyone was doing. And I was just like, whoa, Sophia's there, and like, oh, Rosa Closer is there. Who else? Whoever was on the bet, whatever, whoever was there. And I was like, and then none of them were. I started watching the live stream, and none of them were in it. But there were still hitters in it, like Sarah Sturm, G Shers,
So
and
you're telling me that
Pete Stetna was in it. But anyway, so they were. It was just I was like, did everyone drop out? I was like very confused at first. But no, it just turns out that most of the people, I assume the people that are prioritizing Unbound 200 did the 200K of Traka. But yeah, the live stream, the 360 got the live stream. That's the one they're trying to promote.
So you're telling me that Lifetime Grand Prix athletes didn't want to completely trash their season by doing two 200-mile races on continents in the same month?
Yeah, that would be the logic. Sound logic, I think. Yeah, they weren't happy about it. I mean, it overall seemed like a very, very cool event, but people were I guess, like, I don't know, it seemed sketchy at times. I mean, you can say that about anything at any time, but narrow roads, people were complaining that roads were enclosed. I thought that's kind of, you just have to expect that with gravel. Like, no one has, like, there is no money anywhere. The money's all going to, from the brands to get people to post about stuff. There's no money to the organizers to close roads. I can only assume. And some of these roads look like what I've always said, like, irrigation ditches, vineyard service roads. But I mean, the live coverage was great. I'll keep saying that. And like the woman who they had on there, what was her name? Maya, this like Spanish woman. Although I wonder if she's like lived in Mexico for a time. She kind of had a bit of a Mexican accent, but she was the main announcer, and she had a bunch of people coming on. Yeah. And I think the normies were like relegated to the Sunday, which is a shame because the all the best raves happened on Saturday night. So the normies were kind of situationally pushed out of those because they raced the 60 or the 100K on the 100K 60 miler on the Sunday. Yeah, I guess that's the one that's the one that all the regular people do. That one had the least amount of posts about it as expected, but it did happen.
Dude, you know that no normies raced it when like the most signature normie Ben Delaney like was the face of normieism there.
Dude, the funny seeing that you sent me that picture of Ben Delaney there, and yeah, that took me out. There's sort of, what did I say? There's like you suspend your disbelief about like how cool and like alternative and vibey and aesthetic an event is. And all of a sudden you see Ben Delaney in like his blue like themed jersey, and you're just like, oh whoa. And then you just think like, is this race? Wait, am I? You have to like do a double take and be like, is this race? This race isn't in Colorado or Arizona or New Mexico.
Yeah, I think he's
Okay,
wearing
okay.
his like
No disrespect to Ben Delaney. I really like Ben Delaney. He's great, but that did take me out for a second.
if you listen to the last episode, there might be a Ben Delaney culture war narrative happening. And I might be the one
It's
gaslighting
not.
it.
Well, and it's still up for we still haven't actually pinned down if he ever did follow me or not, but he is not following me now, so he'll never hear this anyway. But he has better things to focus on, like getting his shoulder, full mobility in his shoulder back. That's more important.
So
That's more important than gravel beef, media gravel beef.
who were the big winners of the weekend? Watching the live stream, who actually won the race, who was prevalent, who got views, who
I
defined
mean,
the culture of
you
the
do have to
weekend.
say, I mean, you asked the question, but you already know. I mean, it has to be Paz Racing, aka Pa Normal Studios. I mean, they had the winner, the men's and women's winner of the 360, and they had the men's winner of the 200, Sophia, friend of the pod. Just kidding. She's never gonna listen to this, but she won the 200. She's not Paz. Um, but yeah, Pa Normal. I mean, what better team slash not team slash brand slash, also, I'm not gonna. Castelli might have like trademarked Cabal, but essentially that's what they are as well, the team of not teammates. I mean, you have some Paw Normal stuff, but like I wanted that puffer jacket that $500 puffer jacket.
Yeah, I think the great part about the live stream, it's 10 hours, but every 15 minutes there's a Pa Normal commercial basically. And it's just the guy laying like with solitude bibs
Yeah.
on, and you're just like, does this look beautiful and cool? Should I buy it? Should I buy this now or something? They seem to be doing well in the race too.
Yeah, I mean, dude, what was the name of the, let's see. I was watching it and I was really hungover that, well, not really. I was a bit hungover that morning. And then turns out it was on like my parents were watching it and then my dad was like, "Why can't you do that?" When it showed the what was her name? Caro Migone, the winner of the women's. It showed her like getting a feedback and then she's like no handsing it the whole time. Just getting stuff out of the feed bag for like a long time, for like a long distance, not just like a few yards, but for like a minute. Getting all her stuff, throwing her feedback out. My dad's like, "Why can't you do that?" And I'm like, "I don't know, because I'm not on pause racing, I guess."
Yeah, it's
That and then it just make I was like, I want. I mean, I don't, but I do. Like I don't really want solitude bibs or a mechanism bibs or a solitude jersey, but like I want like a cap or like a puffer, a musette bag. Like I do think like it's just like I think I'll feel faster if I roll up to a race like going to packet pickup in a $500 pause puffer. I'm not even materialistic like that, but
yeah. Do you
it's
think
worn off. I don't want one anymore, but at the time I wanted one.
has Panormal really like broken through in America? Like I know Austin, San Francisco, probably New York, major cities, but has it penetrated flyover gravel states? How far does it have to go?
Yeah, man, you know who like is heavy on Pondermall is those guys those bicycle station guys. You see them like people first tuned into them because they're like friends with Dylan Johnson. That was like their thing. They were like building his bikes and now they're doing pretty good on their YouTube. Like I watch their stuff. Um just those two like white guys with shaggy hair. They wear a pause just to do like tire tests and stuff. It's like, oh, when I do that, I wear like my shit bibs, like not because there's, that's not literal, but they're just like the throwaway bibs. I don't wear my map to do, you know, a coffee ride or something.
Yeah, it's not just performance gear, it's fashion, it's art, it's culture,
Yeah.
it's pas normal.
When you look at gravel media and gravel content pre-COVID, I mean, it's like it's fine. It looks absolutely normal. It looks like what people still wear in our, kind of like tertiary city, but it is tragic compared to the vibes that you see this
Oh,
past weekend, that you saw this past weekend.
so you know how I don't know, you've mentioned that Rapha was acquired by Walmart. Is that fair? Is that true? Or like some
That's what
subsidiary
everyone
of
always says. I've never actually,
yeah.
like, excuse me, the same people, whatever it is, like, this is the narrative, right? That some Walton family heirs got like autistically obsessed with cycling and then turned Bentonville into the quote unquote cycling hub of America. And they also bought Rapha. And now, like, every once in a while, I hear someone say, "Is it true they sell Rapha at Walmart?"
Yeah,
I don't know. I have no idea.
I have a deep theory that Target, competitor to Walmart, is based in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Minneapolis, Minnesota is known as a very commuter friendly and bicycle town. A lot of cargo bike moms there is the word on the street. I think
Right,
we're going to
yeah.
see a parallel city where a bicycle multiverse, if you will, where Ponder Mall is acquired by Target and they're selling Ponder Mall in Targets across America, and Minneapolis will out Bentonville, except with cargo gravel or something.
Man, Minneapolis heads will love that, dude. People love Minneapolis. I've never been.
Yeah,
The Minneapolis, they call it.
Minneapolis. I mean, got pretty crazy there during COVID, but vibes seem pretty good.
Yeah, dude. The Twins, man. Twin Cities. It's got a cool nickname. That's where
What?
Prince is from,
Yeah,
right?
what's the other city?
Yeah. St. Paul.
Dude, if you ever see like a cargo bike mom with a kid, like with I don't know, what's rad cycles or something, like you talk to them and they're like, "Oh yeah, we lived in Minneapolis for a little bit," or like, "We did grad school in Minneapolis and, we just wanted to bring some of that over here."
Is this true? Is this based on
This
the
is
cargo bike
no,
family
no.
that you know?
I mean, I know multiple cargo bike families, but I've been in three different
Okay.
cities and I've seen kids being chaperoned on bikes by their, pretty cool parent ultimately. Um, but they're just like, yeah, we lived in Minneapolis. One of them was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is really my big bias of just like
Oh,
honestly like
wow,
a
wow.
terrible place to like commute with a kid. Like the way you feel shamed when people are like, you're gonna kill your kid just because you're commuting, and
Right, yeah,
they're
yeah, yeah.
they're like,
For sure, for
no,
sure.
Minneapolis. But anyways, back to Panormal dominating Traka. Do cargo bike moms watch Traka?
Who knows? I mean, if they're into like women's sports as like a banner, I would say like I can't like I watched most of the live feed. I was going in and out in the morning. It started at 3 a.m. our time. Yeah, no, I think I can't even remember like what happened in the men's race, and I'm not even trying to like throw shade or anything. I just don't remember. The women's race just felt more relevant to me. I mean, pause guys won in both of them. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was very easy to follow. There was like the drama at the end with the women's of in the chat. People were, I guess the women were catching up to guys that had fallen off the back of the elite men's fields. And they're because this is Euro gravel, like half of it is like single track ditches or something. And people were like, are they gonna like affect the race? Are they not? I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there. It didn't seem like they did really. Maybe a bit. I don't know. I don't know. It's all kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Maybe Traka can be a week and then every gender, every distance gets their own day or something. But really, see, I've been invited to go next year. I'd like to go. I mean, I've traveled in Europe quite a bit. I haven't in a few years. I'd like to go back, but I would have to base my distance on when the best raves are. Like I wouldn't be able to do the distance that was after one of the good raves. Maybe I mean, am I a big Balearic House fan? Like not really. But if the vibes are good, if it's going on till like 3 a.m. I know none of these people, have ever like sniffed a club drug in their life. So they just stay awake somehow. I don't know. They're probably just drinking espresso or something. I don't know how else you stay awake to this kind of music.
If you're
But
a
I would like to experience that.
if you're a DIY promoter in Girona or any sort of Catalan area, just think about what'll look cooler on a flyer. Holy Spirit of Gravel, parentheses DJ set, or Ben Delaney, parentheses DJ set. The choice is an easy one.
Yeah, is Ben Delaney gonna play you know, I'm not gonna play Balearic House, I'll tell you that much. Maybe some drum and bass, maybe some if indie sleaze is still popular, maybe some like B and C sides or something if they can mix in well, if they have good remixes. I don't know what Ben Delaney's gonna play. I mean, it's probably good. It'll be good for the day. The dads will love it early on in the day,
Dude, when does
but yeah. And maybe by that time it won't even be Holy Spirit of Gravel. I would be the only one that would get the DJ set in parentheses because like I'm not a real DJ, so I have to get the DJ set. But then it ends up just me being like, Young Lean's most recent Boiler Room where he just has his phone. He's just playing Spotify off his phone and then just doing like low pass or high pass filter transitions. Like that'll be me. I'll just be playing off my phone. But because I'm not like a real person, I'm a meme of a person, they'll just have to accept my mixing skills. Yeah, that'll be the way to go, I think.
When is Taylor Finney uploading his Traka 2025 DJ set to SoundCloud?
I don't know. I don't know. He had the daytime set where he wore that t-shirt that said gravel is dead. And then he had the nighttime set. I haven't seen anything from the night sets.
Was it a Dylan
Maybe in
Johnson Gravel
Catalonia
is Dead shirt?
they banned
Or what
from.
was it, a Dylan Johnson Gravel is Dead shirt, or was it a custom like Euro DJ Ibiza vibe like thing?
Definitely the latter. 1,000% the latter.
I'd
It was
I'd buy
not.
it.
It was in like courier font, I think. Um, yeah, it was definitely not the former. It was the latter. I would like to see Dylan Johnson at Traka vibes. It just seems so diametrically opposed. I mean, not because he's not cool or because, he's obviously very invested in content that, he's very popular because, with his content output, but I would like to see the two. I mean, there were people running mountain bike tires there, but there were also people not on mountain bike tires. I don't know. Do 50s count as mountain bike tires? I don't think so. I think those are just wide gravel tires.
Dude, there'd be no point in Dylan
Yeah.
Johnson. There'd be no point in Dylan Johnson writing Traka because all of his videos are just him in his room. So like I'd get no vibes out of it.
Yeah, it would just be him having to talk to like uh Spanish, European, Dutch, Scandinavian dads or something. But then again, normies don't go to these races, so who knows?
Este tiene carne? Este tiene carne?
Uh, White guys like him never learn the home language of a place, not even that much. Hola, hola. No disrespect, this is just what I've seen. Like, um, although maybe Americans are a bit different. British people never learn. Very, very rare that they ever do. Maybe Americans are a bit different,
So
but yeah. I mean, the thing with Dylan Johnson is he could do the 360. Most, not all, but most of the main hitters do the 200. So he could do the 360. Might do pretty well. I don't know.
so talk about everybody who crashed out or DNF'd the 360. Anyone notable?
I don't know. Did anyone notable DNF? Did someone? I don't remember.
Or wait,
Oh, well,
who did poorly? Wait, I'm actually setting up multiple riffs.
yeah, that's why I was like, I don't remember. Uh,
Didn't Lachlan Morton
the
like
woman, so
not finish or something?
yes, okay, yeah. Yeah, Lachlan Morton, his like t wheel exploded or something.
Yeah, didn't.
And then I feel like there was a story there where like something happened where his wheel exploded and then something very Lachlan Morton. Like he then like walked to the house of like a local Catalan retiree and had tea with them. And then they, something like that I feel happened, but like I don't know what it was. I don't remember. There was a lot going on.
Do you know if he was assisted or unassisted by the EF film crew? Because I really need to see that.
Yeah, so did they I mean I'm sure he has his one of their YouTube channels is like I feel solely dedicated to him. It's like an EF offshoot channel or something, but I think it's only and half the video was just him in it's was before the hills, so in northern Italy, but half the video was just him with some like guys. And I think the guy one of the guys was like just his friend from Australia and they were just drinking beer in this little plaza of this Italian town, and that was like half the video. And it wasn't, I mean, not, it wasn't even a bad video, but that was half the video. I'm sure the EF crew were there. What did someone say? So there's like, this is where you see more photographers, more media people than you do racers. At least more media people than any kind of normies. The organizer, Gerard Friches, said there was, he said in a video there was 400 staff members. Like the media people and brand people. I don't know if he's counting those in that. But he said there was 400 people working the event.
As they should.
For,
It's the greatest gravel show on earth.
yeah, I mean, the vibes were high. It's like I want to go.
Not to
For
be
like a brief like 18 hours, I wanted a pas normal puffer jacket.
not to be a prisoner of the moment, but how are the two greatest cycling broadcasts of all time happen on two consecutive weekends and they're all free on YouTube? Levi's Grand Fondo and the Traka.
Man,
I don't know if I'm joking or
that's I
not,
was
is the
thinking about
thing.
that.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, it was like 2 weekends apart, 3 weekends apart, something like that. But I mean, it may as well. It does feel like they were one right after the other, and they were both great.
but I think this is
Like,
a good,
was it somehow a better production than than like the Tour of California 2019, Pogacar's first big win? Like that's what that's known for, and then of course COVID killed it, never happened again. But I don't know, man. They were both really good, and it's just like I was in the chat briefly, like on my tablet, and it's just people like, where are the timings? How come there's not this? How come there's not that? And like that does seem very childish to me because I want to just appreciate how good it is for what it is. The sports existed for like 5 minutes, and they're giving something to people like me. And it's like what we always say, there's only like 16 of us that care this much and aren't actually like financially invested as a brand or an athlete in this sub niche of a discipline. Yeah, they were great. I mean, I feel like people are hinting that there's going to be a live stream for Unbound. People keep like hinting like expect big things. Oh, okay, you weren't happy with Sea Otter? Well, expect big things. So I don't know, but I think the interesting thing, what I did notice about this race, Traka, was that I don't think they were motos in particular. They were like almost cargo looking e-bikes that were following around. Maybe like more like moped type bikes or something. You only saw them when they were in another bike shot because obviously they had the cameras, but I thought that was cool and interesting and like maybe a bit safer. I don't know.
how many racers were yelling at the e-bikes like, you're helping that rider out too much, get away. Any of that happen?
One of the privateers told me actually, I just remembered right now when you said that. One of the privateers told me that I don't know if it crashed into her or it caused her to crash or she crashed into it or something like that. But that always, I mean, that sucks, but I feel like you hear about that like at every race, you know?
Yeah, there was one walk-a-bike section where they were just like, all these hitters are just walking their bikes up a hill,
Yeah, I saw
and,
that too.
and the bike is just like spinning out, and they're doing the like, it's sort of just like the classic Alpe d'Huez spin outs, or when there's so much going on and they can't get traction, but you
And they get
basically,
completely blocked up like these, yeah.
and then like you just see like fans running towards the bike to help them, and you're just like, this is crazy.
It's and then it's always like the journalist who's like the correspondent who's like on the back of the moto, like trying to get up the one who's like getting fed back into what is it, TNT Sports in England or like our Peacock or whatever. They're on the back of motos, but you never see them get off. They stay on these motos that are like spinning out.
Yeah, I think the overarching narrative, obviously Lifetime and Gravel Earth are going to be compared to each other. And we're getting so many vibes from Gravel Earth, but Lifetime is still kind of a mountain bike race and the content is a little bit delayed. I mean, they're both great series, but what's kind of with your ear to the ground, what's sort of the narrative out there? What are you hearing? What are you feeling?
I feel like the narrative is that I feel like the narrative is that Gravel Earth series is the fun one. Lifetime is the serious one. And the ones who are more are you have I guess there are some writers who have done Lifetime and have dropped it now to do more, they want to do not just Gravel Earth series events, but other kinds. And probably it is a bit more conducive to making cooler content. And they happen to line up with being Graveler Series races. Graveler Series branding is cooler. Their branding is like be one with nature. They don't really stress the competitive side of it, although it is there. But my read on it is that the Lifetime Grand Prix is the serious, maybe more official one. Because Graveler Series does have a scoring system, and that was part of it, was that you got more points if you did the 360 than if you did the 200. It's more aesthetically, and if you're more into fun, then maybe you move away a bit from the Lifetime model into the Graveler Series model. Yeah, that's the read I get on it. There are people who applied to the Lifetime Grand Prix that maybe didn't get in or did it last year, aren't doing it this year, and they're focusing more on these races. But I have to imagine, like, these travel schedules, I mean, there's a reason why Grand Tour cycling is mostly in Europe and based in and around Europe. It's traveling while being an elite athlete is an absolute catastrophe on your body. I mean, when your body's so dialed and so sensitive, I mean, it's like they're sick all the fucking time. And I believe it, like yeah, traveling is terrible when you're doing it this often and after efforts back and forth to people having to get flights from Durango to Girona. That's like 3 connections, 4 flights, 5 flights. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah, didn't Heather Jackson get fourth in the 360?
Yeah, she did. She rode with dude, Heather Jackson just seems so cool. She rode with Danny Shrewsbury. They got fourth and fifth. She just looked like whenever Heather Jackson's, she just looks like it's easy for her or something. I don't know. She looks like you're a cool aunt or something that'll like take you to Vans Warp Tour. I'm a big fan of hers. I hope she makes a video about it. Like I would like to see the sort of American lens that's not not a brand. You know, everything is so polished and branded, just like someone's personal vlog or something. Yeah, Heather Jackson would be a good shout.
Can I read you the Strava post from Peter Stetina?
Yeah, do it, do it. Someone sent it to me, but read it.
Traka 360 is the title. Not my day. Seventh on the line. Things started great, but I suffered a big setback about 3 hours in and had to chase back solo for half an hour. That spelled doom in a day where energy saved counts for everything. Not going into details, so don't ask. Regardless, once back, I raced to the front until I fell apart and enjoyed the battle. It was still a fun adventure! Exclamation point. Peter just became KOM on Pujada 4 des de Granges de Maria Alpuig Segalar. All right, that's it.
Man.
I mean, it's like that. Like, I'm thankful he wrote that, but it's never not funny to read like the privateer spiels after an event.
No, absolutely. Yes, someone sent it to me, and so I saw, and it's just, yeah. The don't ask is always a good shout.
It's
It's
like
like,
I need to know what happened now. I
exactly. I think, I think, yeah, man. It's like it just reads as so American. Like I feel like Europeans get into like almost literal scuffles while they ride, but it all just like is what it is, you know, it's just part of it. And then like who even knows what happened? I mean, it's just like his battery just like disconnected or like it could easily just be something like that.
So if anybody
It's
has
very crazy.
Peter Stetina picked on DraftKings for Unbound, I would say maybe change your bet.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there is the have you not downloaded on your new phone the Fantasy Gravel app? That's like a thing that they're trying to push. It feels very Eurocentric. I did download it. Hopefully it's not spyware or something like that. I'm sure it is data mining because everything does. But yeah, there's a fantasy gravel app and you can make I remember Lifetime Grand Prix last year did like a fantasy thing and I made a meme about it and I said Lachlan Morton was going to win Unbound. That was before he did and he won. Just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, this fantasy grab, I have it on my phone. It's like buggy. It's weird. The menus are set up strange. Maybe at some point I'll engage in it. Yeah, it's still on my phone. It assigned me some weird screen name. That's just a bunch of letters and numbers. Actually, you know what? Did I tell you that, okay, there's this video game. Okay, you know how there's video games that are like there's like FIFA and then there's Football Manager, right? So there's like the actual sport that you play and then like the autistic, like detail-oriented sports managing business side. So there is that in cycling as well. I didn't know this. It's been a while since I've been into video games, but there's a Tour de France game where somehow you manipulate the rider. I don't know. I had like BMX games as like a kid, I think, but there's a Tour de France game and there's a cycling manager game and there's some guy, I forget, I think he's Dutch and he contacted me on the meme account and he wanted me to he'd made a mod for the cycling manager game and it's like all gravel. Like the game just pulls data, I think, from like pro cycling stats or something and just covers World Tour stuff. But this guy himself modded in every gravel cyclist and like every result doing like Lord's work out there. I should have this game. I haven't bought it. It's like when you see a game is like 29.99, then you go on like Steam sale database and it's like, well, like 11 months ago they were selling it for like 12.99. I'll just wait for that and then you forget and don't buy it. Then you have to wait another year. So I haven't bought this game yet, but I should at some point. I should support this guy's efforts.
That's how I feel about the Ponder Mall index sale. I'm just waiting till all the prices drop all the time.
This game is actually 39.99. Yeah, I'm not buying this anytime soon. But this guy has modded in all gravel. It's called Pro Cycling Manager 2024.
Go ahead and subscribe to the Holy Spirit of Gravel on YouTube because within the next 6 months, there will be a complete season playthrough that takes you 36 total hours. And it's just going to be
Dude, that would be a
you,
good
you as Daxton Bach or like Adam Roberge or something.
dude. Oh, it will be me. It'll be me as like Finsty, getting him, and it's like, and you can jump the ranks too. So like, I'll play as Finsty and I'll win the Lifetime Grand Prix, and then I'll get him like that contract to be the domestique at like 1 day races, and then like I'll win all of those. Like I'll crash out the teammates and I'll win them, and then I'll get him on like Jumbo Visma as like a 1 day specialist. He'll be like he'll be like the leader of like flat stages or something, like pushing at the front. Yeah, it's like when you play like football, when you used to play Football Manager and you would like take, like a team from like League Two in England and they'd win the Champions League. It'd be like that.
Dude, I feel like Colby Simmons is a simulation from this guy's mod or something.
Dude, might be. That is a perfect. Is Colby Simmons a real person?
Dude, I mean, it sounds pretty fun. Like, I wonder if there's like inner team drama, like Trek driftless. Like, you're arguing with your teammate for not doing enough volume with you in your build up. Tensions are high at the Trek house in Emporia, Kansas. Just completely non-cyclic related drama in this game.
Like you have to decide which rider gets the master bedroom at the Airbnb, the Trek Driftless Airbnb.
Somebody has to sleep in what's obviously a child's bedroom and will get a worse night's sleep because they're just normal houses.
Man, who's it gonna be? Torbjorn or Pajon Weller?
Dude,
I don't know.
it,
It's up to you. You're the cycling manager.
is there anywhere I can bet on a Paz Racing Unbound winner like right now?
Dude, if Paz were to win Unbound, I don't know, man. What are we gonna do? I might light fireworks when I'm out there. Who knows? Dude, just that comment, we both saw it in the live chat. Just someone go, I did not realize there's people even more invested in this than we are. This is all just a laugh to us, but there is someone who goes out of their way to type in Please no pause double in the chat was I think my highlight of the weekend was seeing that.
Dude, it's probably some like incel in Belgium that's just like also commenting on like average Rob videos or something, or like I don't even
Right,
know,
yeah, yeah.
or maybe a map head,
Man. Yeah, dude.
or
I'm not I rode today. I rode today and I didn't even wear my new map bibs. I didn't want to. I got the gray ones that go with everything and I didn't want to wear them. I've only worn them once. I wore my crappy Rapha ones that are like falling apart. My first bibs I got like a few years ago. I did wear them once and it's actually in a post. So any listeners know I've doxed myself technically. You can find that picture in one of the posts. Bit of an Easter egg, we'll say. I'm looking at Pawn Normal website right now, and they have this sort of like coral red and forest green combo that I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. They really should have like, if anything was going to be on their front page after this weekend, because like, I don't know, demented people like us like see this, and then we'll go to the Pause website. It's like you should put something brown on there, like brown with big paws. Like I guess that's the official racing speed suit, but like something that alluded to that,
I think they
I
have
think would have been the move.
a word for their brown if you can click around and select the option.
Oh, do they
I
really?
believe so because I think the hat I have is that color. Um, while you're looking that up, what if you started making really bad memes and it was like a picture of an Easter egg and then you put Griffin Easter's face on it and you wrote Griffin Easter egg?
Man. But you know what? It'd probably do really well. It'd probably do better than like some of like the memes I felt I've put up that are like pretty smart
Well,
that I've been like really proud of.
your account's in crisis right now because you're becoming so Euro pilled and like you're kind of abandoning grassroots American gravel is my when I look at your page. I'm just it's gravel's identity crisis is sort of reflected in your account and your interests.
Dude, and the crazy thing is I still have like more Euro posts I was gonna post tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
But I do have normie stuff. I do have American coded normie stuff that like in the tank that I made a while ago. The Euro stuff, something about it is like I'm making fun of it, but I'm not even really making fun of it. It's like very, very transparent that like I wish I was there. That I have FOMO, that I'm not at the DNS Do Not Sleep rave that Taylor Finney was headlining. That the thing too is if I had been there, like let's say I was there this past year, like I would have been like, "Oh yeah, I'll do the normie distance. I'll do the 100K. Yeah, sure, I'll do that one." But then I would have been in crisis there because I would have been like at that rave. Like I wouldn't have missed it. And then maybe that would have been my performance art because everything had to be a bit elevated because this is Euro gravel. So I just would have ridden the 100K on no sleep and hungover. And I would have filmed myself doing it. Actually, you just got the Insta 360, so I would have borrowed your Insta 360 and I would have just filmed myself looking like absolute dog food trying to do 100K of gravel and half of it is like ditches. I mean, good places to throw up, I guess.
Dude, when Mid South happened, you were like, I just want to be hungover on IPAs and like do do a ride at Mid South. And now you're like, I want to be
Yeah,
super dehydrated after a night of MDMA and like
exactly. Yeah,
literally
yeah.
die doing the Traka. And it's just like, you're a
Dude,
real prisoner
the
of the
funny thing
moment.
is like the funny thing is that yeah, no one there is gonna have any club drugs. It will just be me drinking Peroni or something, and then it's just like all of a sudden I've had like 15 Peronis.
Do they have goo in Europe?
They probably, I mean, I'm sure, but I'm sure like goo is very, very like normie coded these days.
Yeah, goo.
So I'm sure there's some fancier one.
I feel like goo has been like it's for run clubs now or something. Like it's just like
Yeah, you know what it was first? It was like the Cliff gels. Remember the Cliff gels? It's like you started off eating Cliff bars, and then you're like, yeah, people eat gels for this, right? And then you get on the Cliff gel game, and then you go from Cliff gels to goos, and you're like, okay, my stomach can take goos. It's like you had one in like a 30-mile ride, and you're like, you know what? I'm good. I've gut trained. That's like gut training for a normie. It's like, you know what? I'm not gonna get a roller dog in this 30-mile ride. I'm gonna eat a goo, drink my scratch water. Okay, you know what? I didn't get sick. I'm gut trained. But like they're having that these people they drink that Mortens stuff that's like expensive. The carbs, like there's that gel that's just carbs. Like the Never Second one. I have some of those. Those are kind of weird, but they're not bad. But I mean it's all just expensive, you know.
Never second. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I got it for free at Valley of Tears. They were just throwing it.
Do,
They were just giving it away,
do you
throwing it
think
at you.
never second implies that you're in first, or never second means that like you're not first or second?
I mean, for the pros, the former, for me, the latter. My best result has been never second, as in I was third. Um, but I've never actually consumed it in a race.
No matter what side of second place you find yourself on, you're always going to be in need of baby food style carbohydrates.
Yeah, I mean, being second is kind of like it's a little cucked, to be honest. It's like you're not first. That's why like second place is always the worst you can be in because you're not first and you've missed out on first. But it's like third. It's like hell yeah, I got third, man. Like I didn't get like I'm on the podium. I got third. I feel like second is a little I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when I get second at some point maybe.
Does Euro Gravel have 5 spots on the podium too?
Dude, they had like 10.
That's hilarious. I'd expect three.
They were all up there, man. Yeah, no, they were. I think they were. Maybe that was them trying to go like Mid-South build. I feel like Mid-South is a race where they have like 10 of them up there. Maybe it was SBT. I don't know. SBT kind of faded, because of the ranchers, but it was like an SBT or like a Leadville or something. One of those ones. Maybe Mid-South, but maybe not, where they had like 10 up there at one point. Like they had the three get their like true podium moment, and then you have 10 up there.
You're making me think that Gravel's going to have like a double decker podium of some sort eventually, just to like make sure everyone's included. It's sort of like the football or basketball pre-shows where they have like, or even politics where they have 16 people behind a desk, and it's like, yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
if we can keep doing this, guys. Maybe we got to go back to the hard three cutoff.
I don't know. The podiums are just gonna have to be however big the sprint was at Unbound. So the 9 up sprint for the women. So that's a 9-person podium.
I wonder if we can put a DraftKings bet on the over under of how many women will be in the sprint. I'd set it at like 6.5, and I don't know,
Man,
maybe probably over for sure.
I
But
would think over,
but if you're
yeah.
betting the under, you'd be betting on like a Sophia breakaway essentially. So then it'd be one or maybe two or three if like, you know, people get to working, much like they seem to have this race, right? Like three women sort of just got away.
Yep, and they were working, and then it was just a little ditch in the 360 where Caro Migon dropped Sarah Sturm and what was it? The other woman, the woman who got second, her sister is Pauline Ferrand-Prévot. Like her sister won Paris-Roubaix, and she's in the Lifetime Grand Prix, and she did the 360. Actually, so no excuses. She did the 360, and she's going to Unbound.
Speaking of Sarah Sturm, it was great to see a The Feed helmet in Europe. Do you know if thefeed.co.uk is accepting
Uh,
orders or what?
Dude, don't get me started on the feed, man.
The
I
Feed.
can't. I like so many athletes that have the feed on their helmet. I like these people, but that helmet, dude, I just want to like, not while it's on their head, but like when it's on the ground, I just want to smash it with a baseball bat or something. It's just aesthetically to me, it's just absolute. And there was for a minute. I mean, well, see, that's the thing. You're right. At an American race, it's like half. I mean, it's like a monopoly. It's like half the riders have them on their head. I'm so, I don't know. It really triggers me for whatever reason.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for a Delta 9 company to get into gravel, and there's a helmet, the Weed.
If someone will, I don't, that's so cringe to me, but if that can get me a bike, I'll wear it. It probably people would probably think it was on brand. They're like, "Oh yeah, you do weird memes." Yeah, you'd wear the weed helmet.
Yeah, we do need a like outrageous the feed helmet competitor because like obviously the Red Bull's been around. I mean, you know, might be time to call it on the Red Bull activation now that Red Bull Bora Hansgrove exists. In my opinion, you can't have Wout Van Aert
Yeah,
wearing
yeah.
a Red Bull helmet anymore. It's confusing to me, and it makes me want to drink a Monster Energy or something.
Right. Yeah, yeah. It just gives you the ick or something. Like that's what the feed is to me. It just gives me the ick and I'm just like, "Ugh." No. The one that looks cool is Carbs Fuel has like a bunch of their riders out there with helmets. And I was given some Carbs Fuel by a Carbs rider. Shout out Chris Melvin. He won, no, he didn't win. He got like third on the 580 or whatever that one was. The ultra distance that they do that's always sort of going on in the background. It's like they left like the Thursday morning and then it's like throughout the weekend it's like another rider from the 560 is finishing and they just look completely it's like the bike packing race where there's no support and they just go off and you see they have trackers so you see their little dots. It's like that one's always impressive. Lachlan Morton's doing that one at Unbound. He's not doing the 200 miler, he's doing the 350
As he
miler.
as he shouldn't, you only need to win one Unbound, and you can make a career out of it. He's done.
Yeah, I mean that was always his brand, is like the adventure cyclist guy, but who's like elite.
Anytime you see a picture of Lachlan Morton, you're just like, did he just win, or is like he in trouble?
Right, yeah, yeah.
And then once a year he cuts his hair, and you're just like, he looks okay.
Right. It's like, oh, okay. It's like beginning of the season. He's like, cleaned himself up. Yeah, looking good. Okay.
Yeah, they need to pull
Yeah.
the like Troy Polamalu where they get him like a shampoo sponsorship.
Dude, wow, that was the guy on the Steelers, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think Lachlan could have some great healthy hair instead of just having like sun ravaged, sun and wind ravaged helmet hair that you just like he takes off his helmet and they're just like a scraggly fur ball ponytail, and you're just like, man, you're a good looking guy, man. You got a lot to be proud of.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the boomers of the world, whenever they see Neil Sampoulis, a Ben Healy, Richard Carapaz, they just think to the gravel dad, just think to themselves, is that Lachlan Morton?
I mean, pound for pound, he might be the most famous privateer, I guess, if you really think about it. So
Yeah, Lachlan Morton, yeah. He might be. He might be. He definitely like kind of crossover. He's kind of a hippie, but he gets the respect of like serious roadhead guys.
should we say the K word? Should we ask the usual or should we just skip he whose name starts with a K that everyone asks about and talks about?
Wait, who are you talking about?
Was Keegan
Oh,
there?
oh. I was thinking last names. I only call these people by their last names. Um, dude, Keegan, what I will say about Keegan is he did post a non-pop punk song on his stories today. But it was the kind of song that like someone that's really into pop punk would post when they're posting a non-pop punk song. Uh, is MIA Paper Planes.
I was getting the vibe of like Daniel Powder, Bad Day.
Now that's how you know it was really bad. I don't know. He kind of is a little off the map, seemingly. I don't know if he's no. We still don't know what happened at Speaking of the writer who shall not be named, the race that shall not be named, the whiskey off road, just named it. Still don't know what happened there. I'm not in the business of digging too deep on him. If he didn't have a good time, he didn't have a good time, whatever. But yeah. So I don't know what happened there.
I haven't even thought about this until this conversation, but it feels like Keegan is paying for Cape Epic, but Matt Beers is thriving. And, it seems like the narrative is that Matt Beers, he knows he can't win a sprint, so he just makes it really hard early. Um, and just it's like attrition. So it's like if I'm loading up my DraftKings account, not a sponsor, and I'm clicking Unbound, winners, I feel like right now I'd click on Matt Beers, but am I drinking the Kool-Aid?
I mean, he got second at the at Traka 200.
He won BWR, right? That one, California.
He won BWR. Oh, in uh in other news, Veloworthy is back. That guy he wasn't around for like a year or two. He's the one who does the kind of fly on the wall, behind the scenes, like race recap videos. He's the one, you'll know him as the guy that goes like, as the riders pass, he's there on the side filming, going, "Yeah, come on, Finsty, come on, Keegan, let's go, Sarah." You know that guy. Uh, Come on, Rosa, you can bridge this gap. You can bridge this gap. They're right there. That guy. He put out a video at oh, what is it? BWR. And yeah, he was doing his thing. It's good stuff. I've always liked that guy's videos. They're they're well filmed. Like he has like good kit, right? But they're very not polished, which is what I like. Like this isn't a brand that has like all their filters in place, all the transitions. This is like a guy and his friends. I guess I don't think he was alone. It seemed like he had multiple cameras, um, just like on the side of the road filming, just like a true head. And yeah, I always appreciate his videos. His videos were sort of like the Lifetime videos before there were Lifetime videos. Like he was for a minute like the only person doing that.
But also, don't look up Gravel Guru if you don't want to be proven wrong.
Oh man.
Have to do a deep dive on the Gravel Guru channel, like episode. Maybe.
We're gonna have to do maybe leading into the Unbound. So yeah, we might have to record one for In the Tank because I'm gonna leave, or we can record it over there. But I'll have to figure out how to do this on my phone because I don't have a laptop. But yeah, I guess that truly signifies the Unbound block is starting, right? Like everyone's flying back to Bentonville and Durango and Fort Collins and you know Brevard and starting their Unbound block.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need an Unbound block if you already had a Traka 360 block. Like you're good to go.
Yeah, but then they come back and flying from Europe, those long haul flights, and actually someone told me, well, see, the long haul flights they'll be in economy, maybe premium if they get uh bumped up because they have status or whatever with an airline, which is entirely possible. Someone told me that Alexei Vermeulen was sitting first class on some flight back to somewhere, I don't know, from like California to I think the Levi no, the Sea Otter flight, one of these flights from somewhere to Colorado. Alexei Vermeulen was in first
Guys, I
class.
wanted to clear up the chatter on podcasts and on Instagram that I ride first class. Like one of my parents did a lot of travel for work. I'm benef- I'm very fortunate to have access to the American Airlines Admirals Club every now and then. It's not how I usually travel. Just like some long post explaining it.
I don't I don't take it for granted, But I do appreciate that it allows me to catch up on some much needed rest leading into the Unbound block.
So I guess let's wind down with back to just Lifetime versus Gravel Earth. I feel like the
Gravel
a
Earth,
larger
yeah.
narrative of 2025 Gravel is the live stream. It feels just like the way forward, and I think it's going to be normal, and people have figured out how to do it, like with the mix of drones and e-bikes and whatever networking capabilities you need to like stream video live and quickly. It feels like we're on the precipice of something being pretty standard, whether or not Lifetime gets it for Unbound or not, which we may have to download the Lifetime fitness app to stream it, which is, I think you told me about.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got an email saying that to pick up my packet, I have to have the Lifetime app on my phone. Okay, Lifetime. We can all see what you're doing there. That's what it was. You're not wrong though. They probably will
Yeah,
say you have to like
just like
that won't
someone
surprise me at
someone in
all.
Lifetime marketing that doesn't know what gravel cycling is like, wait, why are we spending so much on all this bullshit? Well, at least make them download the app to like watch the IG stories. I don't know, just some terrible idea.
Dude, Lifetime knows how to grind, dude. Rise and grind for Lifetime. You know what I did like about the Traka live stream that was in contrast to Levi's Grand Fondo. So Levi's Grand Fondo, of course, had Matt Stevens and Hannah Walker, who are road uh, elite broadcasters or commentators. The the Traka one was great because they did not commentate it like it was a road race. They spent half the time talking about not what was going on the screen because nothing was going on the screen. And they were talking about nutrition or different rides or routes or things that they were taught. It's like that stood out to me as something that was like, okay, these people get it. Because that makes so much more sense in a 10-hour live stream than trying to commentate on people riding on a muddy path or something when nothing has happened for like 3 hours. It's obviously they're working hard. We don't have the insight that you would in a World Tour race, like timing splits or race radios, obviously, or whatever. So you have to fill it with something. And instead of trying to perform, they were just talking about, like, I mean, what anyone would be talking about tires, nutrition, you know, they had different people coming in, different pros, talking about other events. Like that was great. I thought that was great. I thought that was a good example of how to do it. I don't know, Graveler series being only gravel races, exclusively gravel races, versus a lifetime the mountain bike races. I don't know. There's definitely some people who would prefer lifetime, especially in America, I think. But I'm kind of on a Graveler series kick right now. But I mean, I'm about to go to Unbound in a few weeks, so I guess we'll see.
Gravel Earth has acquired the television rights to Ask Bobkey, but they have not acquired Bob Roll.
Yeah, man. I mean, the heads, I know you'd be a fan of that.
Just think,
I mean, he does not get, he was like, I remember one of the last things I heard him commentate. He was like he was complaining that people are on like 13 speeds. He's like, 8 speeds are fine. 8 speed is good enough. So, I mean,
yeah, don't they still like talk about rim brakes versus disc brakes on like road cycling all the time? That's like the classic eating up. Like, I remember when we were using rim brakes and like,
yeah, yeah, the 8 speed versus 12 speed versus 13 speed, the rim brake stuff, like the old carbon rim brake. They're so much lighter. Bikes are so much heavier now.
so my last point just about streaming, when you in America at least on the HBO Max app, you like click on the cycling button and there's just all this like UCI garbage. It's like cyclocross, mountain biking, like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
very very interesting like whatever they've bundled the UCI, and I just I think with Traka or Unbound or something like I know it probably wouldn't be very profitable to like sell the rights, but it's like if you just packaged it, it's so much more interesting than basically all of that crap nobody.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, I agree with you. I mean, people definitely watch it, but I agree with you. I mean, the cyclocross heads, like, I mean, they love cyclocross more than like their own children. Those people, the cyclocross heads. But yeah, I agree, man. I wonder what we could buy, what how much money we need to put together. Maybe I could I don't know, sell some old coins that my grandmother gave me or something to buy the rides. It can't be that expensive.
I
There's
just
got to
have
be
the
something.
feeling that like in 4 years we're just gonna be the people saying like, yeah, it used to just be on YouTube and like there were like 1,200 people in the live stream and like that was it. And then it's just gonna be like Traka on some like splash page in Peacock of it. Like I don't know. That's how
Yeah, it'll also be that thing when much like new sports, especially that are abroad and you bring them to America, like the Premier League, like every match used to be free if you just had a cable login, and now half of them are on Peacock, and that's an extra charge. And then you still need the cable. Like it used to be so much like they didn't care. Like they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll have this," or like F1 was just like on ESPN3 and like no one really cared about it. And then it got big and now it's a whole thing and now it's like you need the ESPN app or whatever to watch it. Yeah, and then we'll be reminiscing for these days when it's like, you know what? They didn't really have the timing splits and you didn't know how far back the second group was, and then you had like over eager men who like signed up for the elite race but clearly aren't elite, like blocking the women in the single track section. It's like, but you know what? At least it was free to watch.
Gravel Earth acquired BWR and turned BWR into the premier gravel racing series in America. Lifetime, whatever happened to that thing? There were some good races in that one.
Man, I'm not saying but some people also like wish that you could go back to getting Wahoos and just do gravel races but like printed out turn by turn sheets. Some people long for those days.
You know, some people like me wish the Saudis would buy both Gravel Earth and Lifetime and just turn it into the number one sport in the world.
I mean, if they're looking for a project from the ground, let me tell you about this. You know, I took some Arabic in college, okay? I can get a few ideas across.
And they should just have like Payson be the CEO of Gravel and it'd just be like, yeah, looks good to
And then
me.
they come and they're just like, you have to tell the what, like not unzip their jerseys while the cameras are still rolling. They were the women were cursing too much um at the men that were blocking them. Like we have to stop doing that.